What's up, everybody, and welcome to the brand new fancy ass
Can't
Moose
hear
Milk
you.
podcast. Why can't you hear me? You should be able to hear me. Why can't you hear me?
There we go.
Well, that's the first technical issue we've established.
We're doing really good.
Really
good.
Hey, there's going to be some learning curves here.
We're gonna get used to this eventually.
Yeah. It's only been 2 years. Happy 2-year anniversary, buddy.
Hey, thanks, man. Fucking cheers.
Cheers to you. Yeah, this is episode 97. 97.
New format.
New format, new channel-ish kind of, and
Kinda.
I don't know.
First time not doing it on Instagram. It feels pretty weird.
Yeah, that's. I feel naked almost.
Totally.
I don't like it, but I mean, I do like it because it's nice, and we actually have mics.
It's nice being naked. Oh yeah, that is nice. How do we sound? We gotta sound better than we usually do.
I would fucking hope.
I think we do.
But yeah, how was your week? What's new? What's up?
Week was good. It was well, actually, it's not. I mean, it's fine. It's busy.
The week was good. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Nah, it's just whatever. Honestly, it's just work shit, and it's just I'm so annoyed by people who aren't organized. And
Yeah. No,
I have a new employee starting this week, so I'm pretty excited about that.
That's cool.
And yeah, man. And what else? I got a new phone.
Yeah, that was last week. That's old news, buddy.
That is old news, but I guess it's kind of new because I got it on Saturday, so last Saturday.
Yeah, no.
We have Last of Us starts tomorrow, right?
Last of Us starts tomorrow night.
Cool. I have to find time to watch that this week.
Yeah, so that airs on HBO, and that is what we are going to cover on the podcast for the next 9 weeks, because there's 9 episodes in the season. So till mid-March, we'll be talking about that. Obviously, once Antman comes out, we'll cover Antman, and once Mandalorian starts on March 1st, we'll also be covering that.
Yep.
But the main topic for the next...
I'm so excited for Mandalorian.
I am, but like I'm way more excited for Last of Us.
You forgot about it. It was weird because me and Ryan was sharing the schedule for like what's gonna happen over the next little bit with me, and I'm like, where's you didn't put Mandalorian on? And he's like, oh, I forgot about Mandalorian. I'm like, how can you forget about Mandalorian?
I totally forgot that they even announced a date for it. Like I knew it was coming, but I didn't. I totally like slipped my mind that they announced that it was March 1st.
I'm pretty sure I remember when they announced it was March 1st. You were like. It sucks because we won't have anything to talk about for the first little bit or whatever.
Yeah, well, probably.
Because I think we were expecting it earlier, right?
Yeah, I expected a Marvel show to start in like January.
Yeah.
And that hasn't. I mean, they haven't even announced a date yet for any of the shows. So that's. I mean, who knows? I guess. I think What If's coming first, but.
Yeah. I think that is the first one. I'm enjoying Bad Batch. I can just kick right into what we watched this week, and I can start because I always have less than you. I've been continuing watching Always Sunny, which I'm now getting through. I finished season 10, and I'm about halfway through season 11. Man, season 10's a fucking banger. Like the Family Feud episode, fuck me. But I was crying laughing during that.
Yeah, I love that episode. Just what is it? Dragons? Dragons more of a peasant food or whatever the fuck he says. I love fucking mess. No, the podcast is going to start covering season 5, and Meg posted on their Instagram like the 10 episodes in season 5 or 12 episodes or whatever it is, and they're like, what is your like most anticipated episode? And I'm like, fuck, season 5 is a banger, man. There is like
there's so many good ones.
10 great episodes in that season. Like it's impossible to
season 5. I know we said this last week, but season 5 really like kicks off like the best years of Always Sunny, right?
Yeah.
I think if I had to pick, I think it'd still probably be a tie between 6 and 7. Like there's so many good fucking episodes in those.
Season 5 has Frank's intervention. It has fucking Kitten
That's a
Mittens.
great one. The Kitten Mittens.
Kitten Mittens is my favorite. It has Charlie's dating profile, which is one of my favorite episodes.
That's a fucking funny one. Milk steak.
Yeah. I'm not putting milk steak.
Just put steak. No, milk steak. She'll know what it is.
Nobody knows what that is. Yeah, no. That season, I love that. I love.
A great episode.
I'm just gonna slap an H on this box so everybody knows there's hornets in it. So good. But yeah, and it has the dentist system, I think, in season 5 too.
Yeah. Well, it's funny.
Great season.
Because the first few episodes of season 11, it's like literally like callback city. Like it's like all it is just like callback.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Like I always expected. I don't. What season's Mac Day in 8, 7? I don't know. When they did,
I want to say it's 8, but it might be 9 though.
But when they did Mac Day, I thought for sure they were like, oh, everybody's gonna get like their own day, so they're gonna do like fucking Charlie Day and all these like as the next seasons progress. And they did D Day, but they never did like any of the other guys. So I kind of have a feeling that's gonna be a callback at some point.
Yeah, isn't there like one episode of 11? I think it's like the second episode where it's like literally everything's a callback. It's like Frank gets his memory erased, so they try to get money from him so they can get crack, and they get crack, and then they have to go to the welfare office, and and they sing the "Oh baby you"
while they're on the porch.
So funny. That's really good.
That season. I mean, that show's fucking incredible.
So good. I know we've been talking about it a lot lately because I just keep. I've been. It's like that's what I've been working a lot on figures. So it's all. I always have something kind of playing, and I've been mostly caught up on stuff, so I've been like putting Always Sunny on a lot more. So
January is always like a really slow period anyway for like new shit. Like same at the end of December, beginning of January, nothing's like really starting up. So now we're getting into like the fucking crazy times of February where everything comes out. You know,
is that what we call it? Crazy times in February?
Yeah, man. There's so much shit in February that I'm excited for. Like,
nice.
It's gonna be fucking dope.
I can't keep track of it. I just don't have a good memory. As I mentioned earlier, I've been watching Bad Batch, and this week's one was pretty cool. It didn't really focus around like the main Bad Batch characters. It's more around Crosshairs, who's like the one clone of the brothers that like stayed with the Empire once they became the Empire.
Okay.
And this is the first one where they kind of show what happens to Commander Cody. So do you remember the lead clone troop of Obi-Wan's in episode 3, Cody? So they in Legends, he basically stays with the Empire. I think he like stays with the Empire and basically brings up all the stormtroopers as like a lead kind of trainer kind of guy. But it looks like they might be switching it with Crosshairs, who is the other Bad Batch, the guy who stayed on the bad side. So this one was all about Cody and Crosshairs. You didn't even see any of the main cast in it this episode, which is weird for episode 3, but of 16.
That's a lot of episodes too.
I don't mind the episodes. It's just weird. It seems like we have an episode where we don't have the main characters
so early
at all, and it's episode 3. But maybe they're just kind of maybe I don't know. Maybe Cody will play a part in it later in the season or something. I don't know. But it's cool. I always liked Commander Cody. So
fair. I'm not going to watch it still. Sorry.
It's okay. And then today I came home from the gym and Kate was watching American Pie, so I sat and watched some of that with her. And
I thought for a second you were going to say American Gladiators, and I got so excited.
Laser,
exactly.
Thunder.
I miss American Gladiators, man. That's a show. Great. Like I know they brought it back with was it Hulk Hogan or who the fuck was it?
I don't remember, but it was like in like 2010 or something, I think.
Yeah, like late 2008, 9.
The thing is like I don't know if you could bring that. I mean, you could bring it back.
So 80s. Sure. It's so 80s.
It is pretty 80s.
I don't know, man. That's a show like I would love to have back. I love that show.
You need to do the nostalgia in a way that pays tribute to what it was, but doesn't make fun of how stupid it is. Because, like, I think that's what happened with the last one when I watched. It's like, hey, we're going to pelt you with tennis balls while you try to run away. And it's
totally.
It just seems weird now, like,
anyway,
put into perspective.
Yeah, I mean, it is super 80s, early 90s show for sure. But I guess the challenge is kind of like the same show. It's just people versus people rather than people versus, like, 300-pound fucking muscle maniacs. But
fair enough.
How does American Pie hold up?
I didn't watch all of it, but like, I mean, the thing is like Kate made a good point. She's like, this is pretty like cringy when you think about it. Cause it's
totally.
Cause it's like, you know, he broadcasts like basically underage porn on the internet. Like
isn't that American Pie too?
No, it's like when Nadia's dancing for Jim or whatever. or when Jim's dancing for Nadia or whatever, and like when she gets naked or whatever, and he's webcamming.
Oh, right. That is the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. So then afterwards, I was kind of like in a like old school like comedy kind of mood. Right. So we were like zipping through like stuff on Amazon, and I'm like, we came across Old School, and I was like, oh fuck, put Old School on. I haven't seen that in forever. She didn't want to watch it, but she did. But
I love Old School.
I was fucking crying laughing. Man, I love Will Ferrell in Old School. He's so funny, and I love Vince Vaughn and everything. But
yeah, they're just Vince Vaughn's like the way he words things and. Like versus how Will Ferrell says things, it just works perfectly in that movie.
Like I just love the evolution of Frank. Like totally. He's just such a funny character.
He's just like got his shit together, a grown ass man getting married or just married, and then just falls apart completely.
And then immediately falls apart.
It's the best.
Took the noise inhibitor off the not exactly street legal, so keep it on the DL.
Can you turn that down a little bit? So good. Yeah. I haven't seen Old School in a while, but it's fucked that movie's like, what? It's gotta be like 20 years old now.
Yeah. It's weird though, because like those old movies are so quick. It's like, especially when you think of the movies that have come out now, it's like,
yeah.
It's like I put it on and like we were eating dinner, and by the time I was done dinner, there was only like an hour left. I'm like, holy fuck, man. It's like flies right by.
Well, because you could put out a 90-minute movie or like an hour 40 movie and it would do well. But like now it's like if it's under 2 hours, it's like people are mad. It's like, I don't know. To me, comedy.
I mean, it works. I mean, in fairness, as I was watching Old School, I'm like, they probably could have made this a bit longer. But
totally.
But
I'm sure.
Oh, that's good.
I'm sure they cut a lot of just ad lib like bullshit out of that movie.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I love the wedding band at the beginning that swears all the time. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I need you now more than fucking ever.
It's so good.
It is so good.
That
was what I watched. And then all my usual podcasts and toy streams and good shit. Naturally. So man, I'm so excited for my Whip Wednesday this coming week.
What do you
I have Josh and Nate from the Figure Booth, the podcast that I really like.
Yes.
They're gonna come on and we're gonna fucking chat, and I'm super excited, man.
I'm a
big fan of theirs, so I've been on their show once, and it's so fun.
I love that it's evolved into like kind of a podcast in its own way. Like you have
the thing is like I want to make it I want to make it like. So I was saying to Ryan that like I'm trying to be more organized this year and like plan guests, right? So that way I can kind of do like a week of customizing, then a week of guests, then a week of customizing. Or if I have a guest, like then we should be customizing kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like if possible, right?
Totally.
So I kind of got a good little flow going, which is fun. But this one's just going to be talking. So, but I have to find something. Like I don't want to just talk about like what's happening, right? Like see with those guys, I can pick their brain. Like they constantly make me think about my collection, and a lot of even my collecting decisions and stuff that I do in the hobby is like is because of their podcast and like how they kind of present stuff, and it's like, that is a pretty good point. So
if you had to guess, how many figures do you have behind you right now? Like do you have any idea what your number's at?
Nah, it's got to be like over 2,000. I would think 2,000 at least.
I'm very curious. It's gotten so massive that like
Kate wants me to do like a spreadsheet with everything. So
that'd be smart for organization techniques, but
and then I made these this week too, which I started them on Whip Wednesday. Last week's Whip Wednesday was all about WWE.
That's fucking awesome, man.
And I did a Attitude Era Hardy Boys.
That's dope.
I'm gonna post some pictures this week. And I did a Y2J.
I love it. I was just watching like clips from like old Y2J like fucking in-ring promos and shit like that, and fuck man, he's so good at doing promos.
He sure is.
He makes me laugh so hard every fucking time.
Yeah, I like Y2J. It's good stuff.
That was my favorite. Like for Y2J and Undertaker were my favorite for a long fucking time. So. Yeah,
I always liked Undertaker, but he was never a favorite for me. I think I just liked him more because of my dad. my dad, when we used to play wrestling, I think I've said this before. When we used to play wrestling when we were kids, he wore these like leather gray gloves and this hat that he would wear, this black hat, and he would just like beat the shit out of us. He'd like choke slam us off the couch, and it was great. We loved it.
Just the way you said that, he just beat the shit out of us.
Like not really, yeah. It's like
of
wrestling,
course,
you know.
I understand.
Like he would like choke slam me, and my brother would like jump on his back. Me and my brother would be like the Rockers.
Yeah, it's great, man. I wish wrestling was that era again, man. I'm so nostalgic for it.
Me too. It's fun to rewatch though, man. It's like I've been kind of watching matches that people say, like kind of going through the list of like greatest matches and stuff. Yeah. Not like more modern stuff, but like stuff that like I knew, and just trying to find like appreciation for it. Man, there's some like really good classic ones. Even like HBK and Razor Ramon at SummerSlam. Yeah, totally. Brett versus Owen, like some of those like older brother ones with Brett and Owen. Like there's a steel cage with him at SummerSlam and a WrestleMania fight. I think it was WrestleMania. Yeah, it was the same year that Brett beat Yoko for the championship. Yeah. He opened that WrestleMania by fighting Owen, and Owen won.
That's got to be like what, 95, 94?
94, I think. Yeah. So
we're old.
I know. I love those though.
Yeah, I mean, I never got super into wrestling until like probably 96 or 97. So, yeah. But
I was always into it since I was a little kid. So,
I mean, I watched it here and there, but I wasn't like every episode I had to watch. It was just like, oh,
well, there wasn't. The thing is there wasn't really episodes then. That's the thing. Is like wrestling was like you rented it when it came out, or you knew someone who had pay-per-view, but like you know, there wasn't a weekly show back in the day. Yeah. So. That's what I watched.
Right on. My dog's getting tangled in my headphones. It's awesome. I don't know. I watched a lot of random shit this week, which is kind of weird, but I forgot that I watched the new season of Letterkenny. It came out on Christmas Day. I watched it I think a week and a half ago, probably, but very weak season, super weak season.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I love the show. Like it has a lot of like really like punny writing and stuff that makes it really funny. It's very Canadian, but I think they kind of just like have run out of material at this point. Like there's not really like a progression of like plot in it or storyline in any way. Like it's just basically just them hanging out most of the time now. And it's just like, it's fine, but like I kind of miss like a story going somewhere, and it's just it's not that anymore. But they have a really good debate about what the best flavor of chip is. And
what's the best flavor?
They landed on all dressed.
A lot of people say all dressed, and
like the whole episode was whether all dressed counts as a chip because it's everything, so maybe it shouldn't count as a flavor. Oh my God. But they go over like each individual flavor and like ketchup, and they're like, oh yeah, ketchup, and then the dill pickle, and they're like, oh, I love me a dill pickle, like, you know.
Those are my two faves.
Yeah, I love salt and vinegar, but
can't do salt and vinegar. It makes my tongue hurt.
Oh, it makes my tongue hurt too, but I like the hurt. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. That show, I love that show. I'll watch every episode they put out, but I feel like it's kind of fallen off a cliff at this point. I think that was season 9 or 10. I don't know.
Oh wow, there's that many seasons of that?
They're only 6 episodes each.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so gotcha. you can get through it really quick. They're like 20-minute episodes. So
nice.
But, so yeah, I'm still watching Friends. I'm like on season 5 of Friends, and like there's some episodes that I don't remember at all, and I've watched this entire series like 2 or 3 times. So that tells you either I was like hammered when I watched some of these episodes,
which is definitely possible.
Oh, it's 100% possible. Or like my memory is gone. Like, but there's some episodes where I'm like, I don't remember this at all. It's weird, but the show holds up well, man. I don't know. I still find it funny. I know people always debate about, you know, what sitcom's the best, and, you know, Friends, Seinfeld, The Office, whatever. But I don't know. It holds up well. It's funny. I laugh.
Nice.
What else?
So sorry, how far in are you now?
I'm in season 5, so I'm like halfway done almost.
And there's like quite a few episodes in the season with those, right? And they're like 20 episodes or
22, 24.
Whew.
But they're 20 minutes, right? So
yeah, I know, but still, it's a lot.
Yeah, they're way too long a season.
Still takes a couple nights to get through if you're even not really giving it, like even really committing.
I usually watch like 4 episodes a day. I'll watch a couple when I get home from work while I'm making food, and then I'll watch a couple when I'm before work when I'm making food, and then whatever. But I watched a few Always Sunny episodes just randomly, and then I watched what the fuck is it called? It's escaping my mind now. That new Adam Sandler movie that he's like a basketball, not a coach, but he's doing the scouting for like basketball teams. It's like a new Adam. Yeah, it's like a serious drama. Like it's not like a comedy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all right. I don't know. I like sports movies. I got to be in the right mood for them, and I was just in the mood for like a nonsense, like shut my brain off type, like drama. Adam Sandler's good in it, but like the movies didn't like blow me away or anything. But it was all right. And then I've been playing a fuck ton of Persona 5 for PlayStation. That Japanese RPG I've been playing. I'm like 20 hours in probably. I put another like, I don't know, maybe 10 hours in this week. And yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's a lot. It's so complicated and it's so Japanese. It's it's very bizarre, and like there's no way you could release this game as an American game and like people wouldn't be offended by it, because it's all about like teenagers getting like sexually assaulted by their teachers and like all kinds of weird shit. And it's like there's no way you could do this in like an American economy or whatever. You couldn't put this game out, but
sure.
Yeah, it's good. It's a really good game. It's super Japanese, so it is. It's like everything's Japanese, and you can tell that it's translated from like spoken Japanese into American English. So it's like very like some things just don't translate well. But it's good.
I hear my dog walking around. I might have to go and grab him. Sorry to leave, but
it's okay.
You want to just quit, but don't keep. I want to know what else you watch. So can you talk about maybe next week's plan or something? Just give me like 1 minute. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So next week we are gonna do The Last of Us episode 1. Obviously, I'm a huge Last of Us fan, so I'm coming at it from an aspect of being a huge fan of the game. And I've played both the first game and the second game multiple times. So I'm super familiar with the subject, like the storyline and everything like that, where Matt hasn't played the game or seen the show, obviously, because it's not out yet. But so Matt's coming at it like a very new point of view. So I won't spoil anything that I know is coming or potentially coming. Who knows? They could have changed it for the show. But I'm going to let Matt kind of talk about it, and then I'll add about my thoughts on it. And then if he has any questions or anything like that, I can cover that from what I know about the video game, but I won't spoil the storyline for people that are coming at it new. But I'm really excited for The Last of Us, and it's getting incredible reviews, like incredible
great reviews. Yeah, it's good to see.
It's got, I think, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Damn, son.
So it's like one of the best reviewed shows, just period, but it's the best reviewed probably video game adaptation ever.
Yeah.
So
that's good. They could use that. It's like that. They always struggle with the video game movies, which is so weird because you would think that would be the easiest transition.
Well, it's hard because narratively, like a lot of the games are what you do as a player, right? Like,
yeah,
you're deciding where you go. You're deciding like the outcome of certain situations where you're getting rid of that input for the show. So like Resident Evil has never really worked as a show because so much of it is up to the player being scared and like ammo scarcity and like jump scares and stuff like that. And like, you can do that in a show, but it just hasn't translated well. I mean, the Resident Evil movies are all pretty mediocre, and the newest Netflix show was terrible. So yeah. So I know they're adapting Fallout right now as a television show for, I think, Amazon, and Twisted Metal is getting an adaptation for Netflix.
Isn't God of War getting one too?
They're talking about doing God of War. They're talking about a BioShock one. Like it's going crazy. There's going to be a lot in the next year or two. I like it.
I can't.
No, sorry.
I can't myself.
But yeah, so I'm super excited, and that's what we're going to cover next week, and it's going to be dope. I can't wait.
You can't wait.
What
else did you watch?
that's about it, honestly.
Okay.
Nothing else too crazy this week. I'm excited for Last of Us. I'm excited for the You to come back, season 4. I think it comes out beginning of February. I think it's like February 9th or something like that.
Is that Netflix?
Yeah, that's on Netflix. And
I feel like Kate watches that. Maybe I'm wrong
though. That's the show that Nike Boy recommended to me, like, I don't know, like a month
Oh
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
that might be why it sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't know. He sent me a link to the new trailer for it like earlier this week, and it definitely looks like they're doing something different with this season, which is good. So,
very cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, right now it's kind of slow. I'm just playing video games and football. I watched a shit ton of football today. So
you love your foosball, boy.
Yeah, well, it's playoffs, A, and B.
It's playoffs already.
Yeah,
I guess it's Super Bowl is like in a month, not even.
Super Bowl is February 12th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is the first week of the playoffs, and I bet on the games, and I was 2 for 2 today, so that's good.
Money, make money.
I gotta win all the games tomorrow too, or I'm not making it.
Make that $9, boy.
It's more than $9 if I'm right, but
woo! You're usually pretty good, aren't you, with that stuff?
I usually get one wrong, and that always fucks me.
Sucks.
Because I usually do parlays where you have to get all of them right, and I get like 3 for 4, and I'm like, fuck, just this one game. So yeah.
Do you have to dictate by how much and shit, or do you just have to say who's gonna win?
You can. It all depends on what you want to bet. Like you can pick the outcome of the game. You can pick the scores of the game. You can pick who wins, just who wins. Like you can do a lot of things. So
interesting.
I'm picking winners. Basically, that's it. But yeah. So we'll see. But
fun times.
I only bet $20 a week. Like don't think.
Okay, it's not too bad.
No, I'm not fucking going crazy here. But if I win, like if I get all 6 games right, I win $1,000. So.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's worth it.
Yeah, totally. But I mean,
and it's fun because you're into it, so it's like
I'm super. You should
like the chance to make money, and you're like fucking fanboying out while you watch.
The night game tonight, I bet on Jacksonville, and they were down 27-0 at halftime, and I was like, "Well, I'm fucking done." Like that's it. That's the end of that. And then they came back. They came back and won by 1 point.
Nice.
And I'm like,
"Wow, that's pretty good."
Fuck yeah! So
that keeps you on your ass for. That keeps you. Yeah.
My dog thought I was so mad at him because I kept screaming, and I'm like, I'm not mad yelling at you. I'm yelling at the TV.
That's funny. Love it.
What did you think of the Antman trailer?
Yeah, it was pretty okay. I mean, I think I've been alluding to this more and more as we've talked about it over the last little while, but I'm at this place with the MCU where like I'm just not really that excited, and it's like I don't really feel like I used to feel where it was like I was confident that I'd like everything I went into. It's like even when like a trailer didn't wow me, I'm like, nah, it doesn't really matter because I'm sure by the end of it I'll be leaving like happy. So it didn't ever really like weigh on me, But I'm at this point now where it's like there's a lot of things from the last phase that I just didn't love. I'm not saying that it was all bad, but it's just a lot of it's just like kind of there, and it like doesn't really sway me like it used to, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
And like it seems like this Ant-Man trailer is kind of really showcasing like, what we're going to be dealing with over the next phase, which should really get me excited, but it for some reason just didn't really get me excited. And I'm just kind of like, I really hope that this movie reinvigorates my interest in this, because I don't see myself not watching them. It's like, it's not like I think I'll hate it again, like, but I just don't have that confidence that I'm going to walk out and be like, that was everything I needed it to be.
Totally.
So I really hope that it's everything I need it to be so I can feel that way again, because I like that. So
I get that totally. Like I'm kind of in the same spot where none of the Phase 4 movies have moved the needle for me really like all that much. I enjoyed some of them, but I wasn't like, oh man, this is better than Endgame. Like, fuck yeah, here we go.
That's so nice. What up, Jordan? How's it going, man? Sorry I'm late, guys. Happy anniversary. Always a pleasure. Hang with Matthew and friends. Thanks, dude. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks so much, man.
It's so late there. He's in your time zone.
Yeah, it's 1:30 a.m. So
I was like, sorry, I'm late. It's like, dude, how you shouldn't even be up.
Never apologize for being late for this show. It's on too late as it is.
That's funny.
I actually really like this Ant-Man trailer, man. Like
yeah.
It was the first time where it got me excited for this movie. Like, there's a few lines in it that I should have wrote down because I can't remember them verbatim, but like, basically, Kang says something along the lines of like wiping out your timeline or something along that line of like, I can change your timeline or remove your timeline at will. And I'm like, man, like, I'm so excited to see that like actually starting to take place of like fucking ripping apart this timeline and seeing like parts of the universe kind of crumble and everything like that. Like it's awesome. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of promise for what can come. And like, my worry is like right off the bat when seeing this, I kind of got like, I know a lot of people, like a lot of my friends are big Doctor Strange fans. And even though I like really like MCU Doctor Strange, I'm not like a comic Doctor Strange guy.
Yeah.
And like, I remember one of the things that a lot of my friends said about the MCU Doctor Strange is he does a lot of dumb things. It's like, why would you do that kind of thing? Like, he's supposed to be like this genius sorcerer. It's like, why would you ever take those risks just because of whatever? And like, I kind of feel that way. I feel like they're kind of leading that on with this one in the sense that like, you can clearly tell that he shouldn't be making a deal with this guy, but you can clearly tell from the trailer that he's going to make a deal with Kang to get like time for Cassie or his 5 years that he was snapped away back or whatever. Totally. You know what I mean? And it's like, I know that has to be just playing for the narrative of this all, but like, honestly, yeah, it's, I don't know, man. I don't know.
To me, though, like, you're talking about Doctor Strange being a genius. Like, to me, Ant-Man has never been a genius. Like,
no, I know that.
Like, to me, Paul Rudd always comes off as like a bumbling fool, right? So,
yes, yeah. So that doesn't surprise. It's just like I feel like you could have gone a different. It's like I feel like we've done this again already. It's like we've done this before. Like Spider-Man did it in No Way Home, and Doctor Strange did it in the Multiverse of Madness. Like,
I feel like there's more to it. Like, I definitely think
there's gotta be.
That's just like a tiny minute part of it, but like I get that aspect of like you're going into this like quantum realm that you don't really understand, and there's a man in there that tells you like he can manipulate time after you've already manipulated time in Endgame to like fix things. Is like, oh, I can manipulate time again for you so that you can have all the time you want with your daughter. Like, I could see him going like, oh, well, we've already done that, and if I can spend an extra 5 years with my daughter as she was growing up and get all the time I missed, like, that's what I want. That's what more important to me than anything. So I can feel it like kind of pulling on the heartstrings a little bit with that kind of thing. But I also feel like this is the end of Ant-Man. Like, I can't see there being an Ant-Man 4.
I can't see there being an Ant-Man 4, but I don't think they'd kill Ant-Man here. I feel like they'll kill Kang because I know that there's lots of different versions of Kang. So I feel like you can probably kill this one off pretty safely while still building interest in the character, knowing that he'll be back. Just maybe not that exact version, but
I think it will be some kind of way of like us knowing that this Kang succeeded in his plan and whatever he's trying to succeed, where like he's letting all the
like he's like a pawn in this all, like
totally like
that's a great possibility for sure.
Yeah, like letting all the other multiverse Kangs escape out of their universes while this one dies off, and he's just like the lemming of the Kangs or whatever. Like, but I also feel like if Ant-Man doesn't die, fucking Wasp is definitely dying.
I don't think I can't imagine a world where they would kill the title character in the movie. Like, it'd be crazy. I mean, honestly, if they did it, it'd be pretty crazy because like that's pretty unprecedented. Like, how often does the name of the title die in the movie? Like,
I agree, but like I also think Evangeline Lilly's kind of lost her mind. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm not again. I don't disagree with it being time for those characters to go. I just more mean like it'd be so surprising. Like, I would just be so blown away if they here's Ant-Man, and we kill Ant-Man in the movie. Like,
right.
Again, I feel like they're setting it up to look like that's a possibility, though.
Sure. But I don't know. To me, I just rather think that, like, where else can you bring Ant-Man? Like, if he gets time back with his daughter, or he gets to, like, where else can you bring this character? He's done what he needs to do. Like, is he going to be actually a huge part of the Avengers, like the next 2 Avenger movies? Maybe he'll be in those. I don't know.
Well, but, especially if Cassie is now going to be I can't remember what her character is. Stature, I think it is.
I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with Ant-Man's.
She basically just becomes another Ant-Man, like shrinks and grows. So it's like, if we now have her, like, we don't really need Paul Rudd, right?
But that's that. And
I mean, that sucks to say because Paul Rudd's fantastic. But
I'm a huge Paul Rudd fan. I want Paul Rudd to stick around because I think he's funny. But like, killing off Evangeline Lilly would make sense in the fact of like, okay, now Cassie's taking on that role of like the female Ant-Man character, and you kill 2 birds with 1 stone of like, we get Evangeline Lilly out of here, she's nuts, and we don't need her anymore. You know, like I don't know. Will they kill Paul Rudd off in the movie? I don't know, but like, I think it's time that there's actual some consequences for all these things. Like, I want to see some of these characters start dying off.
The thing is, though, is as long as there's a multiverse, there isn't really any consequences. Because if we want Paul Rudd to come back, we just bring him back. Like, I feel like that's a big part of what has kind of lost me a little bit. Is like, and I think I remember saying when the multiverse things first started being brought up and explored, was like, it becomes a pretty slippery slope where it's like you just use the multiverse to get out of everything. It's like, even now, like when they're saying Tony's RDJ coming back for Tony Stark in Secret Wars, like, don't get me wrong, I do think that that's the place to do it, but also it's like you never can have those moments of closure because like they'll just be back. So it's like
it removes all the emotional weight of Endgame, right? Like,
yes,
it in hindsight makes that movie less fantastic because. Yeah, that's the whole arc of the movie.
Waters it down.
Yeah, totally. And like
we could have another Endgame in 10 years. They could just bring those people back and
I mean, like, obviously, I mean, knock on wood, maybe he'll be great, but it seems like Jeremy Renner's in a bad place medically where he's not going to be coming back to do films. Yeah. So like, basically all your main original Avengers is kind of done.
Outside of Chris Hemsworth, but even him, he's taking a break right now too, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he said.
And didn't he say after the last Thor that if it wasn't like a good, really compelling story, he wouldn't be back?
Right, and so you won't have Hawkeye, you won't have fucking Iron Man. Like, I don't know what they're doing,
but you could pluck her from somewhere else.
You could, and I don't know what you're doing with Hulk, but
yeah,
I don't know. So like, to me, I don't know. You got to start killing some of these guys off, and I mean, fucking Captain America's gone too, so.
The thing is they can kill them off all they want, but the problem is without having people who people actually give a shit about to replace them with, doesn't really matter. Like,
well, I just
that's
think
going to be the biggest thing is like nothing from the last phase.
No,
maybe
right.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'd love to spend more time with Shang-Chi. I'd like to spend more time with Wong again, especially after the last phase. There was lots of stuff with Wong that I loved. I'm not saying I don't want to spend with
Wong's not a lead character.
No, I know that.
He's a comedic relief character. I mean,
you could. I feel like you could do something. Like if you did another Doctor Strange where it was like him and Wong side by side, like
totally.
If you put him in a lead, I would enjoy it. I like him.
So do I.
And I think when he's on screen, he fucking shines. So
I could see them doing like a Disney Plus like Wong show of like him fixing all the shit that like everybody else fucking ruins and him trying to like.
Be funny.
Yeah, like you could do something like that, but like I don't think you could do like a standalone movie of like the Wong movie, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. There's no like compelling characters left if you go that route, but I think that just makes room for the X-Men to become the main characters.
Totally. Well, I mean, I want that, but again, I feel like they're gonna reserve that for when the ship's really sinking.
Yeah, well, the ship has some holes.
It does. Definitely does. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm glad that you liked it. That's good. And I didn't dislike it. I just like after I got done with it, I was just like, I'm just still not there. Like, I'm just not.
Right.
I'm not excited like for Ant-Man. Like normally I'd be excited by this point. Maybe when I buy tickets, I'll get more excited. But they're
not on sale yet, are they?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I haven't seen anything yet, but
I usually see it on a couple of the Instagram feeds that I follow. So
yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get tickets. I'll see it the Saturday.
Yeah, me too. I'll see it the Thursday.
I don't know. It comes out the 17th, I think.
17th.
So I'll see the 18th, and then I don't know. We can do the podcast that night on it if you want. But yeah, I don't know. This was the first trailer that made me excited for it. Now whether the movie's great, who knows? I mean, it could just be a really good trailer. But
I especially think because if they're starting to wind down with Paul Rudd, because the thing is, even if he doesn't die, they could really reduce his role moving forward if they wanted to, right? Like he could just become like a character for Cassie to like lean on with becoming a better superhero kind of thing, right? Like
totally.
So you could still do a lot and really give Paul Rudd a great finish to his story without like killing him. You could,
walks off into the sunset type thing, kind of what they did with Hawkeye.
Yeah, great point.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what Jeremy Renner's condition is going to be, but they could totally, like, if he wanted to come back or they wanted to get him to do something, he could totally.
Well, they could just do the face thing, right?
Well, not even that. They could do like he could basically be the Alfred of the Avengers. Like he could just be like, I've been through it all. Like I've lost my leg in battle or whatever they want to say or whatever's going to happen to him in real life, and then say like, hey, you're the guy behind the computer that's going to fucking run the show and make sure.
Guy in the chair,
exactly. And that way he stays in the universe and it still gives him a role, even if like who knows. I mean, hopefully he's going to be okay, but it sounds like everything I've looked at that he's going to lose his leg. So
wow, really?
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
I don't know like how true it was, but I saw a thing earlier this week.
I was actually going to ask earlier if we had heard any like updates on where he was with that.
Now whether it's fucking gossip magazine bullshit or whether it's actual truth, I don't know. But from what I read, it said that his leg was basically like dusted, like
damn,
like the bones in his leg were basically just like crushed completely. So they have to put the 2 surgeries that he had was to put steel rods into his leg.
But if there's nothing for them to hold on to, then
like from what it said, like they're still not sure if he'll ever even walk again, let alone like not lose his leg. So I don't know if that's true.
Crazy, man.
Don't quote me on it. But
you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, breaking news.
Loses legs.
Yeah, but it sounds like he's not like it's going to be a long haul. Like he's going to be in rehab for years, like to learn how to walk again and to regain movement and everything like that. But yeah, it's terrible. I mean, it's awful. But I mean, I'm sure movies and everything like that is the least of his. But I just love him as an actor, and I would love him to come back and do things. So it's a selfish thing on my part, but I hope he's fine, and I hope he gets his life back.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's all I've seen. They haven't really seen any massive reporting. Yeah, oh my indeed,
craziness.
But yeah,
well, who knows? Antman, February 17th. 17th, yeah.
He said 17th, so I'm
right near my birthday.
Sure is. That's gonna be an awesome week.
That is going to be a good week because you're going to be on Whip Wednesday live with me on the night before my birthday on the 22nd of February.
17th, Antman comes out. 18th, I'm seeing Our Lady Peace.
Nice.
That week, I'm on vacation. 22nd, I'm on Whip Wednesday, and PSVR 2 comes out. So I'm going to get that, and I'm going to go on your show. And then Thursday is your birthday, which is fancy. And
so fancy.
Then Saturday, I think it's Saturday. Yeah, it's Saturday. I'm going to see Jim Jeffries at the casino.
Oh, nice.
And so it's a busy week. It's going to be a good vacation week.
That is a good vacation week. I like that. I'm looking forward to June. My June is shaping up to be great. I got some Blink. I got some Jimmy Carr. I might go to Anaheim for work, which means I might get to go to like Disney or something.
Ooh.
Which would be pretty cool.
So the other thing I forgot to mention earlier about what I've been watching is I've been going down this rabbit hole of watching like roller coaster videos on YouTube.
Oh, like ride-throughs?
Like ride-throughs and like construction things and like problematic roller coasters that they had to like fix and like redo things. I don't know why I'm going down this rabbit hole, but I I think it started because I saw like the opening videos of Super Mario World or whatever opening in California.
That's so cool, eh?
It's so fucking awesome, man. I want to go so bad.
Think of how much that probably costs. It's got to cost like crazy amount of money.
Oh, I'm sure. And like, it doesn't seem like there's really like rides there so much. I don't know.
You see that Mario Kart, the VR Mario Kart, where you can like do the track and there's like Rainbow Road and like.
I wish on everything I have that Nintendo would get their shit together and release like a powerful home console that has like VR and shit. Because like to play Mario Kart and be in like a VR helmet or whatever, it would be fucking incredible.
Yep. That'd be cool. Even just being in that world in VR would be really cool.
Totally. So like seeing the videos of that theme park and like how fucking cool it made into like the Mushroom Kingdom and everything.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're in the universe.
Totally. I was like, oh, I want to go there so bad. But so then I started going down this rabbit hole of like roller coaster videos, and I was watching like a bunch of shit about like Cedar Point because I
love Cedar Point.
Okay. Have you been on a roller coaster though in like the last decade?
No.
Do you think we're too old for roller coasters at this point? Like,
no.
See, I think I am.
Like, I'm hoping to try to plan out. The thing is like I have so much stuff I need to do when I go to Ontario. We want to go to Fan Expo in August. It's August, right?
Yeah.
I need to see my mom, but I also need to go and see Craig. Like, I need to do all of that in a week.
But what we could do now, hear me out on this. This is getting crazy. Boy. Is we do Fan Expo, which leads into Canada's Wonderland, and you get Craig to come there.
That would be cool.
Now, I don't know if I could actually fucking stomach a roller coaster at this age. But
I don't know. I think I've only done Canada's Wonderland once. And I think when I went, I wasn't a big roller coaster guy. But the thing is like, to me, is like, for anybody who doesn't know what Cedar Point is, it's the best roller coaster ride because you can actually go to a park and ride different roller coasters all day long instead of just going like on the same like couple. Like
Canada's Wonderland, it's just as good as Cedar Point now.
Oh, is it really?
It has like 15 roller coasters now.
So the thing I like about Cedar Point, I mean, I guess it's hard to say if it's still like this just because I haven't been in literally 20 years.
Right.
Probably. Maybe a little less than that. 15, 16 years probably.
I was with Ashley the last time I went. So I'm going to guess 2006 or 7 was the last time I was at Cedar Point.
I want to say me, Craig, and DJ and Mike went like 2 years before I moved to British Columbia.
So that would have been what?
So that'd be like 16 years, I think. But I wouldn't. The thing is like I like to go when you can make it worth your while. So it's like it's best to go like for us. It's best to go on the day the Americans go back to school because that's always the like I remember going one year on that and like we sat on the Millennium Force, which is the best ride in the park at the time, and we didn't even have to wait in line. We just stayed on it, and the guy's like, "Yeah, if you want to go ahead. There's nobody else here."
Yeah. So like for Canadians, like our school schedule is different than American school schedule, where they go back to school earlier than we do. So like the last week of like August into September is usually like the prime time to go to Cedar Point because their kids are all back in school. So we can cross the border and go there and there's no people at the park. The park's like pretty slow. So that's when most people try to aim to go to Cedar Point, but I haven't been to Cedar Point since I think whatever year I think the Millennium Force opened is the last time I was there, or maybe the year after. Yeah. No, that's not true because I was there when the top.
You've been there from when, didn't you do the Maverick too?
I did.
So that was the last one I went to. So you must have been gone around the same time I went. So
Maverick just opened. That was the one that
same year. Yeah, so we must have went the same time. So it must have been about 16 years for us.
Okay. Jordan from Canada says, you guys should link up with Toying Around during Fan Expo. The enablers know how to party. I would totally be down for that.
Yeah, I don't think the enablers are going to Fan Expo this year because I think they're all going to SDCC, but I wouldn't be surprised if Toying Around went. So when I go to Toronto next and I'm situated in Toronto, I fully intend on reaching out to Toying Around and to Bearded Builds at the bare minimum. And Jordan, if you're around, like that'd be dope too, man. That'd be cool to finally meet you. So, but yeah, my intentions when I, do that Fan Expo trip is to meet people within the community. So, we'll be doing our thing, and but yeah, the overall plan will be to kind of network in that sense and meet people, like
totally,
especially in the toy community. Like I saw so many people doing that in the last year, and I'm just like, fuck, man, I'm so jealous of everybody. Like, getting to meet everyone.
You see that all the time with like podcasts and shit out of California, because they're all in California, and so like San Diego Comic-Con or like E3 or anything like that, like the whole gaming community or like the whole toy community, whatever, joins up into like and gets to like hang out together. And I would love to have that type of thing in Canada, where like a bunch of us Canadians that live in, you know, Ontario or wherever can hang out and meet up in Toronto. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So,
I've acquired a good list of people around the GTA that I intend on connecting with when we get to Fan Expo. So and I also really want to do SDCC, even though passes are sold out. Like, there's going to be enough people there that it'll still be shit to do. So like, I don't know. I'm entertaining the idea, but
I would love to go to SDCC, but
Kate wants to go, surprisingly. So, but she might eat those words when I want to hang out with toy people every night. So
she should come to Fan Expo, man.
She might. It's funny because last time we went to Windsor, she was like, wow, I don't want to come back here.
I don't blame her, but like Fan Expo is, I mean, I've been 9 times, I think.
That's crazy. I've only been twice in Vancouver.
Yeah, and Vancouver's is smaller than Toronto's. Like,
so small.
Like Toronto's is massive. Like, we're talking like, well, in its heyday, I don't know
how the biggest. I know it's the biggest one in Canada, but
I don't know how it is post pandemic. Yeah, but like the last year I went pre-pandemic, there was like literally 150,000, 200,000 people there. Like, it's fucking massive. And like Saturdays there, because it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a 4-day thing. The Saturdays you like literally can't move. Like, there's so many people there. Like, you're glued.
Yeah, see, that doesn't sound that fun to me. But
no, so we don't go Saturdays. Like last year, we skipped Saturday and we just went day drinking around the city.
Nice.
And like ate food and fucking went to an arcade and like all types of shit.
Yeah,
but like,
that sounds fun to me.
It was a great time. And I recommend that completely, is go Thursday, Friday, and then go back Sunday and skip Saturday completely. But the problem is most of the best panels are on Saturday.
It's on Saturday, yeah.
So it depends on like what you want to do really for the enjoyment of Fan Expos. Like if you're there to meet celebrities and like get autographs and pictures and go to panels, Saturday's the day you want to go. But if you're just there to like cruise the floor and like buy like toys or merch or whatever, then skip Saturday completely, because you literally can't move. It's completely pointless in being there.
Damned.
Unless you're into like cosplay or something like that, where you want to cosplay with other people or take pictures of people cosplaying or whatever. But after being there 9 years, I would totally say Saturday's not even worth going. It's brutal.
Yeah.
There's always people trying to push strollers of like kids and shit around, and I'm like you literally can't move, and you have a fucking giant ass stroller trying to come down this hallway. Like, it's gonna take you an hour and a half to get down this hallway. Like, why are you bringing a fucking infant to Fan Expo? I don't understand. What is the infant getting out of it?
They have to experience Fan Expo at a young age.
But it's like, okay, when I was 4, I think I was 4 or maybe 5. My grandparents took me to Disney World, or is it Disneyland?
My grandparents took me to Comic-Con.
I don't think it probably existed, but it was not a like.
Wasn't what it is.
No, but no, they took me to Disneyland in Florida, or Disney World, whatever the right one is. And my memories of it, like I have almost no memories of it at all. Like, I remember very like small things about the trip, but like I was 4. What are you doing when you're 1 or 2 in a fucking stroller? What are you getting out of this?
Yeah, it's true. I definitely hear you on that one. That's one of those things like where like my parents used to always take us to Myrtle Beach instead of Disney World, because they took us to Disney World when we were like relatively young, and she's like, you guys didn't want to walk, you didn't want to go to the park because it was like too long of a walk for you for the day, so she's like, it was way cheaper to go to Myrtle Beach, so she's like, we just went to Myrtle Beach every year and you guys fucking loved it. So
my grandparents also took me to Niagara Falls, and I was like probably 5 or 6, and they asked me if I wanted to go to SeaWorld or go goofy golfing or mini golfing, and I picked mini golfing because I was fucking a kid and I loved mini golf. I still love mini golf. I'd go mini golfing right now.
Mini golf's fun as hell.
So like, like funny. As a kid, you don't know any better. You're just like, oh yeah, mini golf. What do I want to go to SeaWorld for? Fuck it.
I don't. I've actually never been to Niagara Falls.
Really?
I grew up in Ontario and I never been. No, but it's weird because like I actually didn't go to Toronto for my first time until I was, I don't know, almost like 15 or something like that, or 16.
That's wild.
I know. We always went to the States because we were closer and like it was better prices, and my mom was like, you know, a good little shopper, so she kind of knew all the sweet spots, and
right. That's when the Canadian dollar actually counted for something.
Was worth something. Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't think I went to Toronto until I was 12 or 13. I went grade 8. My grade 8 graduation trip was to Toronto, but
cool.
I've been to Niagara Falls like literally 12 times probably.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I love Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is dope.
Nice. I haven't been. Maybe one day.
It's another trip. That's 2024 Moose Milk trip.
We're reporting under the falls.
Oh, there goes Matt. He's in a barrel. And there he goes. He's over the falls. He's dead, but he went over.
It's a live death on. That's how you get the real numbers.
That's what I was just gonna say. That's how we boost our numbers, baby.
Yeah, one of us has to die. Who's it gonna be? Find out next episode. You have to stay right to the end. Don't forget to comment and like.
We roll a dice live on air.
That's great.
But yeah, no, Niagara Falls is fun, man. Like it's all fucking mini golf and haunted houses and like dumb shit like that, wax museums, and I don't know. The falls are cool, but
yeah.
I mean, it's just water, but
yeah, fair enough. I've seen waterfalls in even down the street from us, we have a waterfall. Like you go across the suspension bridge, and we did that when you were here, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's just near where I live. That's where I live now.
Yeah, I mean, I love Vancouver. I want to go back to Vancouver, but
it's pretty fun.
Yeah, Fan Expo is gonna be dope, man. I'm excited to go with you. I think it'll be so much fun.
Yeah, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good time. Very nice.
Very nice.
What else we got?
I don't know. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it, eh?
Yeah. I mean, this was a light episode just because we don't have anything like actually airing right now, and next week will be the good one.
Until next week.
I can't wait. I'm so excited to pick your brain about what you think's going on and what you think and what you like and what you don't like.
I haven't done any research. I don't even really know what it's about, and I'm just gonna watch it.
I don't want you to do any research or anything.
Good, because I'm not gonna. So.
It would ruin it for you. There's so many spoilers out there from the game that it would ruin it for you.
Yeah, it'll be nice to have everything a surprise as it comes. So, and it seems like it's a pretty long little run, so we'll be able to.
Well, it's 9 episodes, and I guarantee you it's going to get a second season. So,
yeah.
I mean, the second, from what I've read, the first season is the first game, and they want to do the second game as the second season. So, cool. And they're talking about doing a third game, so it may get a third season too. So we'll see.
Very cool. Very cool.
It's super expensive. Like it's one of the most expensive HBO shows ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's up there with Game of Thrones level of expense.
Oh, wow. Crazy. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's huge.
I mean, great. I can take some of that all day long.
Yeah, it's HBO's money, not my money. I'm happy to. But yeah, I guess that's the end of this week's episode, and then we'll be back next Saturday.
All right, I like it. For anybody who's around, check out Whip Wednesday Live. I got the boys from the figure booth on with me. Should be fun. I have a good little fucking thumbnail thought up in my head for it, so I'm pretty excited. Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Jordan says, appreciate the show. 2023 will be a huge year for toys and pop culture. Have a great weekend, Moose Milk and Matthew. Thanks, buddy. Hey, I had some butter tarts this week, and I thought of you. Just saying.
How romantic.
His profile picture used to be butter tarts on a plate.
That's great. Yeah, this year is crazy for toys and pop culture, and there's so much stuff coming out. I was saying earlier, like there's so many things intermixed with the next 9 weeks that we're gonna have to cover, like Antman. In March, there'll be Scream that I want to. My dog's not gonna stop barking. Scream 6 comes out in March during Mandalorian 3, so I want to cover that. Like, there's so much stuff, so I'm excited.
Jordan, you would have wanted my job this week. I went to my main supplier on Friday, and we had to taste test like 12 different types of tarts, a bunch of pound cakes, a bunch of coffee cakes, cinnamon buns, and then a bunch of like bars, like oat bars, Nanaimo bars, lemon coconut squares. And I had to taste all of it and basically rate what I liked, what I didn't like, what I was going to list for our stores, and what I wasn't going to. So pretty much just spent all Friday just eating, like Friday morning, just eating like shit. It's terrible. It's good. Yeah, you would have loved it, man. That's funny.
All right, so if you're not already, please follow us at Moose Milk Media and at Customs by Matthew. We got it on the screen. It's a delight. Go over to our YouTube channels and subscribe, because that's what counts now. Instagram.
Yes.
Fuck Instagram.
We do still need to rely on it, but that's okay.
I'm totally kidding. I appreciate everybody that's following me on Instagram, but YouTube's where the numbers are. We're also live on Twitch, or we should be live on Twitch right now at twitch.tv/Milk Media. And yeah, I'm going to definitely start doing gaming stuff in February on there as well.
Nice.
So when I get my PSVR 2, I'm definitely going to do like an unboxing video and do some like live streams of that. And nice. I'll try. I'm definitely going to try to do more. So
I like that.
Yeah, if you want to follow us over there, I'd appreciate that as well. And we'll be back next Saturday with Last of Us Episode 1.
Hells yeah, boy!
Thanks everybody for watching, and we hope you have a good week. Cheers.
Peace out.
Laters.